Hi, so in this video today, let's talk about the neuron. This is a topic under neurology, and we are going to go through the neuron, looking at what it does, what it is, looking at its different parts, looking what these parts do, and the clinical relevance to this. A neuron, this is a specialized structure that sends electrical signals from one part of the body to the other. We have got sensory neuron and the motor neuron, and this specific one, this is a motor neuron, and because it is a motor neuron, it is sending electrical signals or nerve impulses from this neuron, from the dendrites to the axon and to the skeletal muscle. So if you're watching this video, make sure that you like, make sure that you share, and please subscribe. If you look on my board here, you'll see that I've drawn a very good diagram of the neuron. And if you see these structures here, the ones in red, these ones are called the dendrites. And the dendrites, it's something to do with tree-like, because they look like a tree if you look them. So these ones, they are called the dendrites. And the dendrites are a single nerve fibers that carry information, or they carry electrical signals from the central nervous system towards the cell body. Because when we look at the neuron, this is a cell like any other cell. And with that, it means that it carries the cell membrane, it has got the cytoplasm, and it has got the nucleus. So the dendrites, these are single nerve fibers that carry information from the central nervous system towards the cell body. So this, what they do is that they carry afferent signals. That is one. This will be our nucleus. So this one right here is the nucleus. We've said that these are the dendrites, and this is the cytoplasm. So, well, if you proceed further here, you'll see that this structure here that looks like a small hill, that one is called an axon hillock because it looks like a hill, and so this one is an axon hillock. So what happens here is that once information gets to the cell body, it has to proceed now from one part of the body to the other. And like I said, that this is a motor neuron, so it will be sending electrical signals or nerve impulses from the cell body towards the axon and towards the skeletal muscle. Because this is a motor neuron, it has to do with movement. So this is the axon, and an axon is a long one that connects with other neurons. Because the axon is carrying electrical signals, will there be need for it to be insulated? Yes. And so this structure that you are seeing here, this structure, what it does is that it insulates this axon because it is carrying electrical signals. And so this structure here, it is a specialized cells called the Schwann cells. And these Schwann cells, what they do is that they produce a fatty white material. And this white material is the one that do the function of insulating the axon. And it is the one that I've drawn here with my blue marker. And that structure gets called the myelin, or the myelin sheath. It is the fatty white matter that insulates this axon simply because it is carrying electrical signals. The other job that these Schwann cells do is that they also nourish the nerve fiber. And the other thing that they do is that they also protect the nerve fiber. So they nourish the nerve fiber, and at the same time they protect the nerve fiber. This structure here that is in this gap, it is called the neurofibril node, or it is called neurofibril nodes of Ranvier. So this one, it is called the nodes because they are many. This one and this one, nodes of Ranvier. And what happens is that electrical signals can jump up or can bounce from one node to the other this way in a process that we call saltatory transmission. And the reason for that, it is because we want these electrical signals to move with speed. Saltatory transmission. And the reason for that, I've said, it is because electrical signals move with speed, but moving from one Schwann cell to the other, it is not in the speed that we would wish. And so bouncing of these electrical signals from one node to the other through saltatory transmission. Because this is the motor neuron and it is carrying electrical signals or the nerve impulses through these axonal fibers, these electrical signals, because it is a motor neuron, they are moving through the axon towards the peripheries, which are the skeletal muscle. And so between the end of the axon, which is the terminal bulbs, and the muscle, there is a gap, and it is a very small gap that we call the synapses or the synapse. And this is where now the electrical signals will have to carry electrical signals, then chemical signals, and then again electrical signals in order to communicate with the muscle, for the muscle to contract. And so these terminal bulbs, they carry a chemical messenger on them. And that chemical messenger, we call it acetylcholine. Acetylcholine. And once it does that, is that it attaches itself to these receptors that we call nicotinic receptors found within the muscle cell. Nicotinic receptors. And what these nicotinic receptors do is that when acetylcholine, which is a chemical messenger, attaches itself on it, it allows the muscle to contract. We are going to talk more about that once we move to the topic of neuromuscular junction.